Hey, what's going on, missioners? I haven't gone live in a minute, but this topic was come across my mind. Sorry, guys. And you know, I just wanted to give y'all a topic that I've been talking about for almost 5+ years, coming from my parents' house, being back in New Jersey, and and thinking about a friend of mine, right? Yesterday, I was talking about this girl that I like, and how she we was want to have sex or whatever. And I want to have sex with her, and she was good, there's all this other stuff. And I was like, yo, she's in Philly last time I checked, and I'm willing to go to Philly because I'm in Jersey, which is only an hour away, which is not a long time, hour and 20 minutes away by car, which is I'm like, cool. So I'll pull up, fuck, and I go by my day, right? And she was like, oh, you sound real predatorial. I was like, what? Or she said pedo, and I said, I got in her ass. I dived in her shit, and it got me. And she said she said something that I didn't give any empathy to, and I didn't give a fuck to. Was, oh, she said, I'm gonna get out the phone. I'm being triggered. I'm gonna get out the phone. I'm being triggered, and I went at her a little bit in text message, but I didn't go at her like I used to. And I just told her a little bit about herself, and I threw some jabs her way, and she didn't respond. But I was like, "Who are you talking to? Like, I just got some booty. September. I just lost my virginity September of last year. What are you talking about? I just want some cheeks. That's it, bro. Like, you bugging, right?" And I learned, every time I get in my feelings about it, I pace myself and I say, don't take it personal. And when I learned not to take it personal, I dive into, this video that said, she said, if it triggers you, you need to find out why it triggers you. And it triggered me because it triggered me back to when my father was shaming me about my sexuality. And here's the thing: when I tell her about her sexuality and the difference between me and her, I say, I say, I don't care about you having sex with men. I care about your priorities are out of order. I say, you 28 and you still in your parents' house while you having sex, this, that, and the third, whoop, 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 whoop. And I'm like, you in a relationship. I said, that's cool, but those relationships aren't reaping you anything because you're in the same position financially that I left you in when I was in New York 4 years ago. Why do you still have to listen to your parents? Why do you still have to why do your parents still have a say in how your child's being raised? Why, not to tell too much about business, but why are you still at your parents' house? And when I tell her about sexuality, like I said, it's about where your priorities. Because a relationship should not be your priority, or at least an intimate one. A intimate relationship should not be your priority if you are fucked up for you. And when I told my parents this a couple years ago, and I'll never forget when I left my parents' house, and I said, "Who I am for me ain't straight. So I don't care to be all these things for you." And it's very courageous, and it's very bridge burning with the wrong people. Right? With the right people, it's freeing, and they respect it and they understand it. With the wrong person, you burn a bridge. Because you say, yo, I don't care to be all these things for you, but for me, I'm barely doing for me. And you're not helping me do for me, right? So I thought to myself, and I was like, yo, when I was not taking personal, I was like, you sleeping, having sex, having a little bit of fun here and there, going, and I said, but you not you're not becoming nothing because of these relationships. And I said, you're in the same spot. And if anything in the world, these relationships are just draining you of your energy and not doing nothing, right? And I said to myself, like, you need to be on the time I'm on. So when I'm doing for me, right? What I'm doing for me, the at least I have my shit together to some extent. I may not be the perfect, but my shit is together. I have my own place. I can wash my own clothes. I have put a roof over my. I have a job. I have work. I can even entertain a date or two. Like I just spent like when I was having to like I tell you guys, I have escorts. I just spent since December 31st. I spent over $400 on escorts since December 31st of last year. And it's only January like 25th. So that could have been multiple dates with multiple women. I'm actually making the type of bread where I can entertain a date or two a month. If I wanted to, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go talk to this girl, she cute, I could do that because I'm stable, right? And then use my magic, to attract certain women, protect myself from certain women, etc., etc. But, but the question here, like I said on this live, is who are you for you? Because when you gotta go to bed, you gotta go to bed with you. And I said this before, many lives, many videos, in many shape, ways, and forms. But like, who are you for you? Because after you've done making your parents' decisions, your friends' decisions, your that your boyfriend's decisions, your girlfriend's decisions, that 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 you have to involve in your life, are you in control of your life? And you get to realizing like you get to realizing what I was realizing first, she's not. She can't even veto a lot of shit because she's in this desperate position. And I told her, you might as well have left. And like, for instance, I DM'd a host on an Airbnb, said, hey, would you rent this out to me for a month? And she said, she said some wise shit. She said, pay for a couple of days and see if you like it. And if you like it, rent the month or whatever you want to do. And I said, your freedom could have been as simple as that. And all you got to do is just make sure you're working consistently to the point where you got how I got it, where it's like, yo, um, you gotta like, yo, um, um, your landlord, alhamdulillah, is not pressing you about money because he knows you're gonna pay. Or you're in a position where he said low key to me, he was like, yo, times is crazy right now. So the reason why he's not pressing me for money is because he needs my next deposit, whenever that may be. He was like, yo, I have to raise the price on uh on everything because my water bill's going up, my light bill's going up, but everything's going up. So when he told me a couple weeks ago, I said, you're cheap. I thought your cheapest room was $42. And I said, it's 45 now. I said to him directly, and he said, yeah, it's about to go up to 47 next week. So every room is like $1,500. So I personally think it's not wise to pay $1,500 for a room, and you don't even your in your bathroom is not private, your kitchen is not private. Now, personally, for me, because I just need it for work purposes, basically, I just need a place to lay my head for work. Paying $1,500 is not for this type of piece in this room. Like, I'm not really bothered. Um, and I don't have too many problems. The train station is down the block. I can get to and from work, etc., etc. I don't have too much of a problem. So it has its pros and its cons. I could go to the grocery store in walking distance, and what I love about this place is everything for me is in my vicinity. So this is kind of worth the money, because even though I live in basically in a sleeping space, um, like basically in a living room, I guess, but in a sleeping space. The reason why it's worth it for me because everything I need is in my vicinity. I can walk to the grocery store. I can walk. I can take the if I need to. The train station's right there. It works for me. I make it work. And it works for me, right? I can put nobody's bothering me too much. I don't have too many problems. Nobody has stolen from me. I don't have a lot of problems, if any problems at all, right? I don't really speak to nobody. I don't really like, oh, I don't really be too bothered. I can receive mail here. Uh, I don't, but I just don't feel like paying 12.45 is. I don't think that's wise anymore. But I keep hearing from multiple people, even from my spirit sometimes, you'll stay planted, because I see why. The rooms is clear, this peaceful. I can do what I want to do, and my landlord's not pressing me. And that doesn't mean I'm not gonna work. Doesn't mean I'm not, but he's not pressing me. Um, and I said, and I told I asked one of my clients and associates. I was like, yo, um, is it did I strike gold? He said that is it a blessing that, and I know it is to some people, but I just wanted some effort, some reconfirmation where she's like, yo, did I get lucky or something where I have a landlord that's not pressing me about money if I'm late? He won't even talk about it. That's the crazy part. He won't even talk about it. And I love that. He'll act like I never said anything. He just says I know he's gonna keep my word, because I don't know what that is, but he never gave me a negative. It never rubbed me the wrong way either. He never gave me a negative vibe about it. Um, and 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 because wow, what the fuck is this? Nails and that's garbage. But anyway, like he never gave me any negative vibes about money, and I really, really, really appreciate that. Like he never gave me any issues ever, and that's where I'm kind of like stuck in a hard and a rock place. I want to talk to spirit about it. Right, I'm stuck in a rock and a hard place, because I don't want to leave because of his energy. Now my only issue that I've had with him is he came and he blew out my candles. That's my only problem with him. But outside of that, I don't really have a real issue with him. at all. And at all. Like I don't have no issues with him. And if I make more than 12.45 a month, my sleeping space is not really an issue. You know? But I still want, like when I slept in that room last night, I was like, yeah, I want my own space. I want my own door. I don't want a curtain. The curtain is cool, but I want my own door. I don't want to be in a public. Like I like how homegirl on my right, in front of me, and where she locks her door, like I used to do in Atlanta, and you wouldn't see me. I don't speak to nobody. I only come out to come eat. But I'm in my room all day, making content, making money, doing what I need to do. I rather that. I want that. I wanna re. I wanna. I wanna re. That's funny. I wanna revamp what I did in Georgia, but I want 100x it. And where I was in my room all day, but I made money. Well, I want to get to a place where I can actually, let's say I'm gonna work for part time at a job, and I don't have to stress myself out if I don't show up to that job or not. Like I really want to get to. You know what's crazy? I want to get desperate and be able to get to that place. I don't have to accept this job because I paid my business paid my bills, but I do want to get to my place where my job pays my bills and my business money is for me investing. But I really want to get to a place where it's about uh, I don't have to go to a job because my business is paying my bills and I'm able to reinvest, etc., etc. But that means I have to be making at least 5 grand a month, right? And what I tend to realize, what I realize is because of who I am for me. That's why I manifested this and all this other stuff, right? And I say to myself as I look at this person, who are you for you? Where are your priorities? Like Kevin Samuel said the same thing. You should that's but he's talking to a man, but you shouldn't be having sex and you broke. You want no job. You shouldn't be thinking about sex. You know? And part of me like thinks because she said that wow statement because she's partially in love with me. So every time I mention to other women that I'm having sex with other women, it's like, and I heard like a little bit of our conversation, like her indirect mark. She's like, yo, I can't talk to you about having sex. Like it's weird. And I'm like, why not? Like we supposed to be quote unquote best friends. You talk to me about your sex life all the time. And and she even asked me a question. She was like, if it's good, why do men, because when she said what she said to me, it tweaked me off. Where I was like, really? Like, what the fuck? And she said, wrong word, I'm sorry. And, and, you know, she was just triggered. And, because she's a very traumatized young lady. Very, very, very traumatized young lady. Very. And, and the normalcy of my life triggers her because I don't have the weight that she has. So I can freely talk about sex. I don't have sex with this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And and she even inquired and said, yo, is there like a version for ladies where they can have sex and um you can pay or whatever? And I said, yeah, it's out there. It's a little bit harder to come by, but it's out there. Like I've seen on a few websites, hey, you can pay this guy, you know, you can pay. Um, there are a couple websites. Like I can, you know, if you really wanted to, I can send her a couple of dudes that I can't verify for them, but they're selling dick. Um, but yeah, it poses the question, you know, who are you for you? Are those your cereals?
Yes.
Okay.
Not this one,
Not the Frosted Flakes or the which
though.
one?
The
The fruity.
marshmallow fruity pebbles.
Okay. Marshmallow. But this joint right here, oh, they feels used. Jesus Christ. But yeah, who are you for you? You feel what I'm saying? And you know, you get to that place where it's like I tell her, it's like I don't even judge. Just like where's your you know? How do you put two and two? How do you think? And you know what's crazy? They say when men start thinking about sex over and over, um, at a high rate, and they're broke, like they don't have nothing to their name, it's because they think they're not gonna last. If they're not gonna they're not gonna survive. So they have sex out of survival, have babies out of survival. And damn, I need to get some milk. Some more milk. What time is it? It's okay. I'll get it tomorrow. But seriously, who are you for you? And that's a real question that you have to ask yourself. You have to like really evaluate, or the world will take you. The world will take you if you don't say, who am I for me? And keep your word. And I'm not even the best at that right now. Honestly. I want to get 1,000 times better, but I'm pretty decent where I could tell somebody else about some game that I learned. But who are you for you? Fuck everybody else. Because at the end of the day, nobody outside of you is going to change your reality. Nobody outside of you. You feel me? So when I talk about my sexuality, it's now about don't go overboard where you're spending your rent on sex, where you're trying to you like, for instance, these I had multiple readings on YouTube that said, and I wish I would have fucking listened. Yo, save your money this month. Be more conservative. I didn't listen. I blew it. So the little money that I had at the time, I blew it instead of saving it so it could be useful to me now, right? Live and you learn. But I rather a mistake like that than saying I don't know where I'm at. I'm lost in a motherfucker, and the world is using me. The world is using me, and I'm useless to myself. That's so deep. The world is using me, but I'm useless to myself. And that's a real problem because you need to be useful to yourself so you can use the world around you. Let me repeat that again. You need to be useful to yourself so you can use the world around you. because the world is to be used. The outside world, your outside world is to be used for the good or for the bad.